Good evening, Free Enterprise fans, and welcome to the World Series of Free Enterprise with our League Percent. I am Alicel, and I am joined here by Dijon. Wait, no, this isn't 2019. Oh, this is our community race. How are you doing tonight, Dijon?
Slightly confused. But it's alright. We're good.
Yep, we are actually throwing it back for the anniversary of Free Enterprise with some older flags tonight. We have Forge Percent, which was shown off back in the World Series of Free Enterprise, our second ever tournament. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how long you've been here, Dijon?
I started in 2020, during, there was this thing, I don't know if you heard about it, but, people were inside for a long time.
And then you decided that pass the time by playing a 30-year-old video game with the rest of us.
Yep.
That is the best way to do it. But we have got 4 racers tonight. We have Scarcer, Fiery Blizzard, E-Ninja, and Rybon. And for Forge Percent, we only have one objective before we go off and fight Zeromus, and that is to forge the Legend Sword with the Adamant.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
And these are very similar to the flags that were used back in the day. Of course, things have changed a little bit. We've added a few things to the randomizer. But it should still be a good time. Rosa Start is fantastic. It is T standard, so the loot is going to be where the loot is. And it's not going to be great.
Times had by all.
Now, I believe, though, I believe Adamants are on for this. So those trap chests could have a chance for an Adamant armor. That makes things a lot easier, I think.
Adamant armors are definitely, very nice to have. So is the key item Adamant, which is one of the requirements for our objective. You see how I brought it around there?
Yeah, Adamant armor, Adamant rock, our runners will be excited for both. But we do see that we are almost about to get on our way. We do see that there are some vanilla flags on with vanilla agility and grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah, we do have to do that someday.
Vanilla agility will be interesting if we see, oh, a Cecil.
Ooh, a Moonveil.
We're starting off with the lovers.
Now, Cecil with vanilla agility. Vanilla agility, of course, referring to whose speed determines how fast the enemies and your party go, is going to be based on Cecil, no matter what person is in the center slot. Some runners will drop that Cecil just because it makes things a little more difficult at the end of the game.
Yep, because if you're relying on Cecil to be doing a lot of damage, he's also going to be high enough level to have a lot of speed, which agility is already complicated enough as it is. There's a light sword that Scarcer just found. Scarcerer just found in the Baron Inn.
And also finding cabins. I love cabins. They're my favorite item in the game, outside of a crystal sword, because there is nothing worse than being somewhere and needing to heal and having no healing items. But we did see a Porum in the Baron N spot. Porum, one of those characters that is very divisive in the community. I personally think Porum's a great character, but we see our D-Mist.
Was that a vanilla D-Mist?
That was a vanilla D-Mist.
And you kind of have to defeat that to get the item from Rydia's mom, because we have no free key item.
Very true. Very, very true. Although, with a base level Dark Knight Cecil and a base level Rosa, while it's doable, it's slow.
Yeah, I'm sure Scarcer will be coming back to that now that he knows it's there. Because knowing is half the battle.
Yes, with D-Mist hunts, that is true. And that is a vanilla Yang.
And which guards do we have? Officer Soldier.
That's not who you want to see here. You would like to see that somewhere a lot nastier, but unfortunately that's a free boss off the table. But Rybon going to be the first of our runners to show us this antlion cave. Finding an elixir in the Carter administration chest, that's not a bad pickup.
Elixirs are definitely, I wouldn't say underrated, but they're very good to have, but also very expensive in shops. So you don't see many people pick them up, if you even find them.
Yeah, they're something like 30,000 a piece. But if you get into a scary spot in Zeromus, they are a lifesaver.
Got a sparkle. Ooh, and a pale dim.
Pale dim, not that scary. We are going to hear the doot 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 sound about 100 times because Pale dim likes to hit people with slow. When he's faced with a physical attack, Rybon, knowing this, is saying, no, I think I'll use the aim command because I don't want to hear the song of his people today.
He also tried the Dark command at one point and didn't do much, and of course that drains Cecil's health. So it's just parrying.
And on the other side of the screen, Ninja and Scarcer still taking on these officer soldiers. E-Ninja, the first one to get through to pick up that Yang. And we'll see if he wants to loot any of these chests or just, he's going to loot at least one.
That's your standard one chest that you loot if you don't have a good source of exit.
And unfortunately, Scarcer taking a wipe there. It can be pretty difficult, especially at base level with lots of punchy and not a lot of DPS to take those down.
Yeah, he was on that floor, or on that fight for a while, so having to start over.
But Rybon found the tower key from this Pale Dim. We don't know if it's required yet, but if we do have a hook route, I personally love the tower key on the hook route because it just makes sense, and then the Enterprise breaks out of the magma, and it makes my brain happy.
And we also know we're not going to get stuck with keyless tower. Black belts for sale.
Yeah, that would be nice for that Rosa, since she's kind of our DPS right now.
Murder Rosa. Starvale at the place with where you use the pass. I don't actually know what the place is called.
That is Troya.
Well, I mean,
And the pub.
gotcha. Yeah, the city is Troya. I just didn't know, like, the specific building name.
Yeah, I think technically it's a dance hall, but we have repurposed it to hold a summoning stone to the scariest thing in the world. But one thing, since these are old flags, I wonder if our runners have kind of picked up on is there was no starting kits. So those star veils that Rybon picked up, if he runs into a wyvern, those are the first star veils we've seen, and you're going to need those.
Skull is saying in chat, it is officially the King's Bounty Pub. Fiery Blizzard getting his tower key, and Rybon getting through Officer Soldier fight, and Scarcer is about to get through as well.
And Rybon also picking up that Boreas. If we see something, something that is weak to ice or has no elemental resistances or absorptions, that's a great J item for the beginning of the game. Boreas isn't HP based; it just does ice too.
I have trouble remembering my elemental weaknesses and resistances because of, like, 2.5 decades of Pokemon.
Yeah, I just remember don't cast anything elemental on Pale Dim or Ogopogo. The noodles, no elemental. And we did see dwarf axes for sale in the Fabul shop. Since the back row glitch isn't turned on, now I'm confused.
I think the back row glitch is on.
Is it on? Yeah, we can hit from the back row. That will back row glitch Cecil. The back row glitch, of course, being where when you put a back row item like arrows, dwarf axe, boomerangs on a character, they never actually lose that flag even when you take that item off. So you do full damage from the back row.
Well, we've got an evil wall on Rybon's corner.
While it's a little scary with this party, I think we're going to throw that Boreas perhaps. And Evil Wall is a character or is a boss you like to see here and not, I don't know, guarding your adamant somewhere awful.
The moon.
The ribbon room with vanilla agility would be terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, and it looks like Scarcer did get through the Officer Soldier fight, but did not get through the fight in Antlion and had not saved.
Oh no.
Oh, and a question in chat from Arifis about what is Vanilla Grow Up. Vanilla Grow Up is where Rydia learns her normal suite of summons when you finish Dwarf Castle versus the random summon she learns.
And some of the flag abbreviations aren't the most intuitive unless you look at the description.
Certainly beats the old days of like K3, B2, E1.
Bingo!
And speaking of bingo, that is a pan. So no single dipping Fabule today, but that's another one of those items that you love to go underground or find before you go underground.
Indeed. Sheila needed her pan, and it was right next door the whole time.
Well, she lent it out to the king and he didn't return it and feels bad, so now he's giving it to someone else to return it. But we do see Rybon heading up Mount Ordeals. He is going to go ahead and turn that Cecil into a paladin. Paladin Cecil is good. He hits the things hard. And if you've got to have a Cecil in your party, you don't want the Dark Knight version.
Scala posting in chat what the original flag set was for that version of the randomizer, and either that or a cat ran across the keyboard.
Yes, thankfully we have improved our flag strings just a little bit to make them at least somewhat easier to read.
The Magus Sisters happening here on Ordeals for Rybon. I don't like this boss. They're better here than in some places, but
Yeah, even here, we don't have a ton of DPS to kind of take these sisters down very quickly. And Rosa taking that first attack, not great. And Fiery Blizzard giving us a Silvera check, and getting some of those hidden treasures here. Might be looking for some more of those utility items. Cure 2s are a fantastic thing to find.
the twos are like one of your basics that you want to have at all times.
And finds an elven bow for sale. That elven bow will make quick work of those sisters.
Scala, I don't believe that that is a flag set. I feel like that's a code to, like, download something on Xbox Live.
And as our wonderful Scala Kitty is pointing out in chat, what the old flag strings used to look like when these, back in the early days of Free Enterprise, they were just a series of letters and numbers, and yeah, not super making sense.
We've got a back attack Ant Lion who is, if I'm not mistaken, not on the moon where it belongs.
No, it seems a couple of these bosses have migrated down to the Earth. And we have a sparkle here for Fiery Blizzard. That is a plague.
Probably not too much of a threat at this particular spot. But those numbers are, they're going kind of fast. And yep, Fiery Blizzard resetting.
Plague there is certainly scary because of the speed of that spot and where Cecil is in his agility. Numbers go down fast.
But Rybon is through the Ant Lion and just about to get a Paladin and a key item check. Don't you hate it, like, you're just standing out front of a castle and then an entire wall comes at you?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest dreams is just random walls start showing up and trying to scratch me with their very angry claws. And only a ribbon as the reward for completing Mount Ordeals, which means our path underground is that's a wyvern.
That's... yeah, not much HP here, but, the Mega Nuke is still a Mega Nuke.
Sorry, Cecil. Bye, Cecil. But yeah, our way underground has either got to be that Baron Inn or that D-Mist hiding in the Mist Cave, as we are running very quickly out of spots.
Fiery Blizzard, fighting one of the many NPC bosses. Just trying to leave Troya.
I swear some of these NPCs do it on purpose. Especially the lady in this item shop here coming up.
Yeah.
She comes for you. And looks like Rybon wants to take a fight here and possibly go ahead and get a couple of levels on that Cecil.
Yeah, because when you get your Paladin Cecil, it resets him back to level 1, no matter how many levels you got on Dark Knight Cecil. So... he can still be strong with the right equipment at level 1, but... a bit of a glass cannon situation.
Seven levels isn't bad. Should get him enough HP to perhaps take on a few things.
And getting that back row glitch.
And yep, getting all of that taken care of. Looks like gonna give Cecil that ninja hat that does increase his agility by 3, and I think it increases his strength as well. But why is Fiery Blizzard trying to kill his Cecil?
Well, there are many reasons. One, to reduce a turn that you just need to parry, but also, when you're fighting Plague, if a dead character gets resurrected, Plague will notice they don't have a timer and cast the countdown again, which resets the timer for the entire party.
Now, that timer has got places to be. That thing is dropping like a rock.
Of course, you have to... yeah, you have to... make sure you... get them lifed up in enough time that there's enough countdown left for Plague to cast it again. Yeah, those numbers are...
Plague, please!
It's going even faster than last time.
Now, Plague is taking extra damage because he is a floating boss, but we see that our runner, Fiery Blizzard, is having to constantly pick up his characters. Thankfully, he picked up lots of life potions. Is going to try to get a Star Veil off. I love this strat. Now Plague will do nothing because Plague is very upset that he can't get count on Cecil, and that's all he's going to try and do.
Yeah. And you can use that to an advantage to... there's an invisible countdown on the Plague right now. You can't see it like you can with the other characters. But anytime that it casts count and reflects back on it, it's, re-upping that count, which, Fiery Blizzard clearly not needing that to take out. Getting a Darkness Crystal, so Moon is on the table. But you can set it up so that Plague has the countdown going, and you can dispatch the character with the Star Veil or whatever, and then just keep yourself alive and your count refreshed until the count goes down on Plague and it dies.
A great character to use that strat on is with Eddie. Star Veil up, get the count on Plague, and hide, and then go make a sandwich. But both Rybon and Fiery Blizzard getting their Darkness Crystal, getting through that fight. We'll see if Scarcer is able to get through this Plague as well. Is not. That Plague is so fast.
So, unless I'm missing my count, I think Rydia's mom has to have underground access, right?
That is correct. And none of our runners, Rybon knowing that Rydia's mom has to be somewhere on the overworld. This is very heads up. But right now, I believe it was Scarcer was the only one who saw that Rydia's mom, or that Demist was there. But Rybon has found this, knows this has to lead to the underground access. Now, whether it's a 20 key item long chain or if it's just the magma key outright. But Fiery Blizzard saying, hey, I would like another character. Maybe even something like a Foo on the moon.
Well, that's music. From Rydia's mom.
And yeah, that's a Kain. Kain there on the moon. Really not a bad pickup with this party. I believe we have found... Okay, we haven't. Somebody's found a weapon for Kain. Assassin Dagger will make him real fast.
There's a ring for sale there. That's one way to bring down your agility on Cecil. So that will be minus 15 to all those fun stats.
But Fiery Blizzard going to give us a shop check up here, see what the bunnies are selling. This is one of our gated shops, but not having anything but those elixirs. But Rybon going to go ahead and do Twin Harp. This is the only check available to him, and knows, hey, this has got to lead to my underground access. Where it's going to be, I'm not sure. We could still get the Earth Crystal and the Baron Key and the Rat Tail. No, we couldn't get the Rat Tail. Rat Tail's not going to help us.
Yeah, Rat Tail we would need Hook for. But is a thing we could get. It would be underground.
Hook with the vanilla agility is very scary. You can see how agility plays such a big part in that plague fight. There's several other fights that could be terrible in that hook route that could kind of stop our runners for a bit. But Rybon takes a safety save here, which I absolutely agree with. This party is not the dream. Not a ton of levels, not a ton of damage. And but we are going to get some custom music from our DJ Spoonie B. There are several hundred songs, but we'll go ahead and let you listen to the tunes.
Well, we had a nope rope there.
And we also, that was from Final Fantasy VIII, that was the boss theme.
And there's a magma key. So, nope rope, Ogopogo. Kind of a scary boss. One that you tend to not like seeing. But, not a bad spot to find it in. Because it can be in some really nasty spots.
Well, and Rybon making excellent use of that light sword. That's one of those boss spots that you can't even do magic, and you don't want to do magic on Ogopogo because he's a jerk.
Rybon stopping off to launch the big whale before going underground. Which, picking up that cane, definitely not bad.
And Rybon is one of those runners that is always thinking 7 or 8 steps ahead. I almost wonder if he wants to know if sirens are here, because there is so much available to him underground that's just free and open, that he knows if I pick up this character and sirens up on the moon, I could do a grind immediately. And if I find my adamant rock and my legend sword, we go to Zeromus.
And Zeromus is where you want to be.
As long as you have a crystal. You do not want to be at Zeromus with no crystal.
Well,
because then you question every life choice that brought you to that exact moment.
question what you marked on the tracker but didn't actually do. Not that I've done that.
Or you kill the boss in Magma Cave, but you forget to pick up the key item, which is what gives you your crystal, and you're halfway back to Troya before you realize it and have to go back and make the dive twice. Yes, that was completely specific.
I mean, I've definitely seen at least 1 or 2 races that I have commentated where they forgot to pick up the item in Cave Magnus, and yeah, that didn't go well for them.
Or forgetting to pick up the actual crystal when you forge. That's another great one. You're like, I forged it! Now I get to go fight Zeromus! But you have to go talk to the old man.
Heat of the moment.
But we do see that Ninja and Fiery Blizzard getting their twin harps. I believe they are both out of checks as well. So gonna go ahead and I'll head up and do music.
Rybon going to drop that magma key in the well and be our first person on the restream underground. And underground is where you have to turn in the legend sword and adamant, so that's kind of the place you want to go.
And E-Ninja checking both the Choco Foot and the Choco Butt. For those who have never realized it, this Chocobo Forest is shaped like a Chocobo. I never knew that until I played this game.
I mean, I never knew it until I played Free Enterprise either, but I also never played vanilla FF4, so...
Well, that just makes me sad.
I was too busy playing Chrono Trigger enough times to get, like, level 90-something characters on every New Game Plus file, okay?
I mean, fair. That is fair. But Rybon immediately heading to Sylph Cave. There are 3 key item checks behind this. The item the Sylph gives you, plus the 2 items from Sheila. Again, we are looking at this point for 2 key items. Rybon knows, check your freebies. No reason to spend time in a fight if you can get your key items for free.
Indeed. And looks like we're about to get another round of music on Fiery Blizzard's side.
And Rybon finding that pink tail, that is an adamant armor if he finds a hook.
Doing the smart play against that scripted loss where everyone was incapacitated by Yang, so just kamikaze.
And real quick, it looks like we have found our sirens, so sell everything.
Sell, sell, sell.
Rebon, please. How you gonna... Would you talk to... Thank you.
Retail store manager.
And that was our temp job dwarf. I thought Rybon was going to troll us and not talk to him after looting that little treasury.
Trolled us by making us think that. Like three-dimensional chess. Wait, no, chess is already three-dimensional, isn't it? Well, the physical set is... So you ninjas about to get music.
And showing us that yes, it was from Final Fantasy VIII. That is the boss theme, I believe, the Extreme.
On getting in on those eggs with the sirens.
And unfortunately, not killing that dragon in the first hit. That dragon's angry. That dragon just killed Porum.
Yeah, no XP for Porum.
And a question in chat, can Porum learn all the white magic spells? Yes, she can, although her XP curve is terrible. It takes her entirely too much experience to learn the things like Cure 4, Life, White.
I think she
But
also,
yes, she can.
I think she also learns them at later levels than Rosa. Might be thinking the wrong...
Nope, she does. She learns everything a little bit later, but she does learn Berserk and Blink earlier than Rosa, and does learn Exit naturally.
Because Rosa only learns it when you complete Tower of Zot. And Fiery Blizzard has his way underground.
And we did pick up a ninja sword on Rybon's side. That is a pretty nice pickup, especially if we do find an edge.
There's the X-Cal that gets put into the key item pool when you've got forge percent.
Yeah, at this point, you found Bacchus, you found an Excalibur. Sell everything, buy all the Bacchus. All the Bacchus. Every Bacchus you can find.
Yep. It's not a key item, but it is very important to have, because it is the second best sword for this Cecil. The first, obviously, being the Crystal.
But looks like Rybon is going to go ahead and peek these bosses down here. Doubt we'll see him take them unless they are explicitly free. Are
Dark
you?
Health, and are you? Oh, that is the gauntlet, but it's a different gauntlet, so.
Looks like Rybon is going to go ahead and try and take at least one of these bosses down.
And depending on how things go, that vanilla gauntlet might not be the worst thing to take down
It's just exceedingly slow.
Yeah. It is at least in the Ashura spot and not the Leviathan spot. I guess going for the Dark Elf.
This is a really good play because that Dark Elf, once it goes into its second form, is going to take a lot of damage from that Excalibur.
And not only that, in the second form, it doesn't have that boss bit.
And Scarcer, making it through that Mount Ordeals, gets his ribbon. And yeah, Ninja and Fiery Blizzard getting the Magma Key, about to head underground.
Dark Elf, not necessarily the worst of... Ooh. I just saw Scarcer wipe that Wyvern. We're almost in Wyvern Standard Time.
Yep, turning down the speed because I don't believe that any of our other runners have found those Star Veils. So gonna need to take out that Wyvern before it takes you out.
I did see at least another runner using a Star Veil to get through it, but...
And that Cecil is now going Burr. I have no patience for you, Dark Elf. And should just take another swing, and this Dark Elf will be... Well, no.
Dark Elf, not too threatening most of the time. Early game with a small party and without the ability to heal status conditions. That gets a bit nasty, but Brybon just needed time and just goes down. Oh, an Artemis arrow.
The value.
Party arrows are good, especially if you have a Murder Rosa. But it's not what you want from the Leviathan spot.
No, I'm sure that Rybon would have much rather have seen either the Legend Sword or the Adamant. So says, okay, I'm done with this. I'm going to go turn in my Sheila 1 and 2. And we'll see if Sheila is holding the goods today.
Scars were having a bit of trouble with the Wyvern, but staying alive this time. I didn't quite see what he did, but I think what happened is he just had Kane jump before the Mega Nuke went off while he was in the air.
Yep, was able to get that that jump off. That was very quick. I did not see what Rybon got.
Sheila 2 was the Earth Crystal. I did not see Sheila 1. Sheila 1 was Baron Key, according to Escrunt.
That is disgusting. I love it.
So, hope you like opening up pretty much the entire overworld. Because I think shy of having the hook, that's like everything else that was needed to unlock all the rest of the checks. Could be wrong, I frequently am.
Now, we'll see. I think Rybon is going to do the Earth Crystal first. Oh, no, he's going to check the treasury. Interesting.
That's a bit surprising with this flag set, but
Yeah, T standard treasuries are full of nothing but disappointment.
The coffin out of 10.
Yeah, coffin out of 10. I guess that blizzard spear for Kane.
Yeah. There's also an ogre axe, but I mean that's kind of. Tiara would be good on Rosa.
But looks like Rybon is going to check Earth Crystal. Earth Crystal into Baron Key is a really nice bit of routing, just because you end up in Baron when you finish the Tower of Zot. So just kind of making good use of his checks.
Order of operations. Of course, now Rybon's also got to remember that his airship is going to be sitting in the free spot. Unless you want there from somewhere else.
I think that since he didn't launch the Falcon, it should just move his Enterprise airship to in front of Baron. So there shouldn't hopefully be anything in his way. But looks like Ninja is going to go ahead and crack some eggs, get some levels on the party that he has. And Fiery Blizzard is taking on this Dark Elf.
What
And
I like the most about Dark Elf is it does that wicked, like, 3 magic attacks simultaneously, and it does, like, double-digit damage.
Dark Elf is trying.
Rybon's Green D-Lunar's not standing a chance against that X-Cal.
Yep, takes them down very quickly, doesn't want to even bother with trying to get around their script, just says, I will hit with things with Big Holy Stick.
To turn them into frogs when you can just kill them. I mean, they're already dead because they're skeletons, but kill them.
Ultra dead.
Like when the zombies come back as Crimson Heads in Resident Evil, meaning they're technically killed 3 times. Wants to become a zombie, and then wants to be killed as a zombie, and then the Crimson Head is... You know what? I'm going way off topic.
We do have a Tella here, and we have the better old man.
That's a foo.
That foo is a very nice pickup. Gets rid of Kane.
I'm surprised got rid of Kane over Porum. Because, Rosa being the superior white mage.
Might be betting on doing reflect strats for Zeromus.
Fiery Blizzard was thinking about fighting that gauntlet until taking 800 damage from one hit.
Yep, the Vanilla Gauntlet is one of those things that we don't see very often now because we usually do the Alt Gauntlet, but that does scale to the spots there and it hurts a lot.
Rybon handily getting rid of the dolls with Quake from that new fancy Foo, who also just learned Nuke.
And E-Ninja being the first of our runners to actually go up the Tower of Babel, does have that tower key. So gonna see if he gets some good value from this.
That's a Luca key from Tower Zot. Um, not everyone's favorite check.
And Ninja finding out some very interesting information. We know that this is Water Hag, and Golbez is in the second spot in the hook route, so we will not be seeing Golbez out in the wild today.
Unless somebody really forgets what the flag set is. Which, I may have unnecessarily cleared some things before. It happens to us all. Heroin ropes for sale.
Isn't interested in those heroin ropes though, so looks like might just be thinking, let me get my spells, let's get through this real quick with this Fu and this Cecil. Ninja finding a spoon at the top of tower.
The spoon flag is on. We just need an Eddie.
Yeah, unfortunately we have not seen the Bard this seed yet.
We also don't have an edge, so that spoon can't be thrown either.
You can always sell it for 5,000 gold.
Yeah, I'll buy you a good sirener.
That is 1.25 sirens worth of siren.
Anyway, here's Odin, which is funny that Odin was there because that's the same sprite of the real king.
So would this be like French vanilla or?
Yeah, because Odin should be downstairs and he's up here. I'd qualify that as French vanilla.
And Ninja finding that Bahamut there in the tower key room. Very easy fight. Not a whole lot to worry about there.
It's hard to go downstairs when you're riding a horse. Also, King CPU.
Orbs.
No, that marathon is over. It ended 2 days ago.
But CPU is free-ish. It's just obnoxious.
Yep. It's not really threatening in this spot. Yeah, see. Quake plus Xcal equals CPU, the system is down. Oh, hey, speaking of Eddie.
And Rybon, not knowing that there is a spoon there at the top of tower, says, no thank you, I am quite happy with my party right now.
I mean, let's be real, even if he did know what was there, I don't think he would have taken.
You're probably right, because...
Is that a statue of poop?
I think it was one of the wizards, but the backside of the wizard.
Oh. Okay. That makes more sense. And there's our pass. And we know that we're not going to be on the moon when we get that crystal, so...
So at least we don't have to walk the moon twice. But Rybon is going to go ahead and check this Odin location. Meanwhile, I did not see what Ninja got from... Oh, Ninja got the adamant rock from the tower.
Oh. I missed that. And of course he just got his Sheila checks. So...
And this is Dr. Dialogue. Not terrible in this spot because the XP or the hit points are split.
Ninja about to do... I'm gonna open the treasury first. Which we already know is...
Yeah, it's disappointment.
But he's probably gonna go up to Zot and be rewarded with a foo. Scarcerer opening up his way underground.
Yep, gonna head underground. We'll see if he kind of takes the same route a lot of our other runners have taken by getting those freebies out of the way, or if he wants to take on maybe Dwarf Castle.
Well, we haven't seen anyone go for that yet.
And E-Ninja taking on the trap chest here in... yeah, the Tower of Zot. This could be something good.
Rybon just gets a crystal ring from the basement Luke A, which is extra disappointing when you consider how much dialogue he has in the 2 phases.
Yep, doesn't even want to see it, just resets straight out. Whereas Ninja finding just a strength ring there in the trap chest.
You know, Super Cannon Room is a great place to find Bahamut. Especially if you are low on Star Veils.
Definitely, and since I know our runners didn't start with any, I guess Bahamut would be the last place that they would need Star Veils for, because we've seen Wyvern. Golbez isn't going to be a problem.
Yeah, most would be Reflect strats on Zromus. But, like, even then, you've got, presumably Rosa and Boo able to cast Reflect.
But Rybon, knowing that this has to be the Water Hag, and seeing that Golbez, I'm sure, is a big sigh of relief there. Golbez is not fun anywhere.
It's fun if you're watching.
Unless you're accidentally on Battle Speed 6 and he's in the second spot in Baron Inn, and that's when you take a potty break because it takes forever to get to the dialogue. But we've got dueling Water Hags on Fiery Blizzard and Rybon's side. Whereas E-Ninja is up in the Tower of Zot, gonna get his foo.
Yep, just dispatched D's Lunars. Rybon conquering the water hag. And shortly behind is Fiery Blizzard. One of them did the Super Cannon room already, but I don't remember which. Well, that answers my question. Because Raihan is going there.
Now, I'm curious if Rybon will clear out everything here in the underground before heading up to the moon. Because if you don't have to go up to the moon and take on moon bosses, you definitely don't want to. But,
Yeah, but depending on the checks you have left underground, I know plenty of people who would rather go to the moon than try to do Luca.
at least with Luca, you can see what the key item is before the boss.
And there's
Dwarf
no
Cast.
boss fights.
Yep. But Dwarf Castle is 2 bosses. That is quite a long check.
You do get a character out of it, though. But unfortunately for our runners, the warp glitch is not on. Normally, the way the game is set up, vanilla, the crystal room in the Dwarf Castle and the crystal room in Seal Cave are the same room, just with different flags changed and set. And when you defeat the bosses in Dwarf Castle before leaving, if you were to use warp, it would take you back into that room, but it's already changed it so that it's the sealed cave room. But yeah, that one's not, that glitch is not on.
And Wyvern deciding he would rather have an Edward than a Cecil.
It's an interesting play, because now, without Cecil, the agility is back to center, top, bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom.
And as Escrant in chat is pointing out, this could be setting up for a reflected kill. I guess it'll all depend on what he does with that Edward. If he does knock him down and put a curse ring on him, that would make the rest of the party very fast for Zeromus.
Oh, he's moving him to the top and putting a curse ring on Forum. So, yeah, I don't know what.
Looks like does want that damage from
Yeah,
the.
I guess he's going for that spoon.
But Fiery Blizzard gonna go ahead and take on that Dwarf Castle. This will be a new check for us on the stream, and it is an octopus.
So, Rybon went into battle and then used life on the forum that was down.
Maybe decided, no, I'm not entirely sure what he's doing with this Porum, actually.
And now it's down again. You know what? I wonder if the curse ring put it at exactly 0 speed, which can really mess up your agility.
That's probably it. She was probably right at a point where your party order was not what your party order should have been. but Edward doing lots of damage with that spoon.
Oh, how much leg is this? Is this a quarter leg? There's a Sid, which would have been pretty nice earlier, but it's quarter leg.
Yep, quarter leg, not too scary. Should be able to quickly just eat through all of this health. The magic here is laughable. And
Well, in that spot, there's like barely any HP because it's a scripted fight in vanilla.
And we see that, goodness. Fiery Blizzard has gotten through and gets... Oh wait, we have to wait for Luca.
Yep, because fake Golbez stole that one. But yeah, this is where you would use Warp to use the Warp glitch if it was on. Oh hey, another X-Cal.
The value.
Sell it to assert dominance.
I mean, gosh, sell it to make more money.
Yeah, we know where plenty of the good items are by now. Fiery Blizzard going to do Zot next, and Scarcerer fighting Odin at the entrance of Baron.
Looks like did not heal up his party before coming in here, but does get through that Odin. Everybody's alive, and gonna go fight the King of the Orbs.
Managed to get him before that Xanthan Sukin went off. You know, one of the things I love about Octomon at that specific spot is that that spot has the 4 overworld sprites, so you get to actually see all 4 of Octoman's sprites. There's not many places where that happens.
Dancing legs. Dancing legs. But Rybon gonna go ahead and take on this Luka check. But looks like Fiery Blizzard has gotten his foo. I suspect we were going to throw somebody off of the tower for that foo.
I am having issues and cannot see anything.
Let's see. We did not want the Edward. And Rybon is about to go see what is here in Luca Cave. And only a white shirt, so Luca Cave, not the play. I believe that means it has to be somewhere on the moon. But Rybon is going to go ahead and check Dwarf Castle because he does not know it is just another Excal. And while we're kind of hashing over all the same checks, I do want to send a shout out to our behind the scenes staff, Dubword, who is doing the tracking, and Hushed Pyramid, who is doing the restreaming, just trying to make sure everything sounds right. And they are doing the really hard work, while me and my wonderful commentator, Dijon, we just get to talk about the seed.
Yep. And then we get ADHD and then talk about things that the seed reminded us of.
But Rybon has taken down this, the octopus, very quickly going to take down this quarter leg, and we'll get the bad news that he has to go up to the moon.
That's not bad news for us. We get to see the moon. I hope you ninja fight the inventory boss.
Oh, the inventory boss. It's always so hard because you're like, well, what if I still need this? What if I find a ninja? What if I find something?
I might need this grimoire.
But Fiery Blizzard taking on the Odin, and Scarcer down in the basement taking on the Dr. Luge spot.
All come together.
And buys 2 cat claws for that Yang. Not something you see very often, but Yang having lots and lots and lots of levels and lots of HP. Yeah, this Yang is going to go burr.
There are fans of the cat claw.
I'm a fan of 15,000 gold.
I mean, you know.
But Rybon has decided, okay, the Earth is haunted. Let's go up to the moon and see if we can't find this sword so that the old man can make me a crystal.
We've got double Lugays happening.
Well, hopefully none of our runners walk the Luge out, because that's going to be some nasty poison walk.
I mean, I can't hear the stream. I don't have to listen to it.
but I can imagine it in my head.
But I mean, for that, like, I think it was a crystal ring or something. I don't think.
Although this Luga is being particularly rude and kind of taking out this party.
Yep, it is. I mean, it is the Odin throne after all, so it's got some HP.
But manages to take it down, both at the same time, both getting that crystal ring.
Either one is resetting out. Guess they really want that crystal ring.
Fiery Blizzard, I appreciate you. If nothing else, that is a fantastic thing to do to heal your party because nobody wants to listen to the Poison Walk sound. And it looks like Ninja is going to go for that gauntlet. I don't know that any of our runners actually have completed that yet.
Rybon face checked it to see which one it was, and Fiery Blizzard attempted it until one of the fighters did 800 damage to pour him. For all we know, Legend Sword could be.
Yeah, this could be our Legend Sword. This would be disgusting, though.
Well, yeah, but it's never stopped. It's never stopped the seed generator before. Yeah, it looks like E-Ninja's going for Berserk strats with Rosa on heal duty.
But we do see Scarcer finishing or starting Dwarf Castle, whereas Fiery Blizzard going to go ahead, walk down, and get his. I believe it was just a. It was something not helpful. Oh, I guess it was a pass. Pass is sort of helpful.
It's pretty helpful when, again, we know we're gonna be getting the crystal underground.
And our tracker pointing out, Ninja has not found that darkness crystal yet. Has faded music at this point. So even if he finds the legend sword here, still has no way to that Zeromus. My mistake. Our wonderful restreamer letting me know he faded Baron in, not the harp. Yes, it was that extremely fast plague that had much bigger places to be than I do.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can take it now. But that's a Valvalis on the moon, having gotten rid of your pain. So that's fun.
Yeah, this is not ideal. I think this is the ribbon room.
Probably. Because I think this is only the either first or second fight, because I can't remember if I hallucinated him going to the very top first or going.
Yes, he fought Yang at the top of the moon, and only getting an Avenger from all of that. Oof.
It is admittedly not the okay. That's just a white shirt in Seal Cave, but admittedly an Avenger with that Excal for Cecil means you don't need Bacchus.
But unfortunately, having spent all that time, you would have liked it before the gauntlet.
Yeah.
And Rybon finding the hook and a power shirt. Power shirt's good for that, Edward. And the hook, it could be behind the rat tail. So if we find that rat tail. And as Grunt in chat points out, that will also, oh God, that'll also give us that pigtail will also give us an adamant armor. This is Baigan on the moon. This is a disgusting moon.
Yeah, that's not a great place for being in the spear room. Or really anywhere on the moon, honestly. Baigan is just very hard hitting in higher level spots.
This Edward is out for blood, though, as well as this Yang. 3,500 swings, very nice, and gets through it.
And doesn't even get the explosion from that arm. E-Ninja about to be disappointed in that white shirt. Package from Baigan.
Still not what we're looking for. And gonna go ahead and head to the Mazamune altar next.
And not even bothering to save, because didn't care if he loses that or not.
Plus, there aren't many things left that will hang up Rybon with these levels.
Just not many things left in general. Oh! Now this is what runners like to see. You've got John Goodman here, and you just have to sit until fight ends. It's one of your free bosses.
This is definitely the freest of free. You don't even have to push a button. You just wait.
Yeah, just... Although at this point, it might actually be faster to just, like... I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to judge whether it'll be faster to, like, just fight or just wait. But... a non-threatening Ogopogo altar.
And even more levels on the party that doesn't need it. And just the sand ruby. So, has the Crystal Sword altar and Bahamut left.
Yeah. And one of them's either gotta have the Legend Sword or... I don't even know if we have anything else gating.
Just the rat tail.
Yeah, just the rat tail. Well, Fiery Blizzard's trying the gauntlet again.
And we find a Mom Bomb here in the Crystal Sword room.
Yeah.
Again, not a great boss to find on the moon.
Yep. Mom Bomb, with the way it explodes and then splits into multiple bombs, gets an extra 10,000 HP, which is a lot, but no match for Rybon. A Stardust Rod. That is...
That means cave value has to have the rat tail and has to lead to the legend sword. So
Yep.
Rybon will have effectively had to 17 out of 17 this seed.
Have one objective and still last locationing.
Yeah, this is really kind of rude, actually. But there isn't much left that can be at all threatening to Rybon. Doesn't even decide to go check and see who the boss is. Just go kill it.
Can't even think of what's still in the pool. Oh, it's full leg.
Yeah, just drink wine and kill. But looks like Ninja has gotten that darkness crystal. So taking on this Baron key.
Of course, the fun part is for the other racers, even if they do cave value first and get the rat tail, they might still go and clear the moon first, hoping to find the sword before going back.
Yep. They will have to do Ribbon Room and this spot here to get both pieces of what they need to get that legend sword. So they still have quite a bit ahead of them.
But time for Rybon to go back underground for the last time.
But once Rybon gets that crystal the crystal forge, he will be very quickly ready for Zeromus. And Zeromus is not going to know what hit him with that very angry Edward. Unless he decides to do no, because his Porum was dead. I think he's just going to do some give Eddie wine and hit the boss very hard strats.
But there's some days I'd like to do that. Hey, a legend sword.
I'm shocked.
And the adamant for turning in the pink tail. Which is just kind of overkill for Rybon at this point. But hey, even with the best of parties, sometimes you can still get hecked over by RNG in the Zeromus fight, so yeah.
And Rybon remembering, yes, I finally got the legend sword, I still do need to forge it.
It's Scarcerer's turn to take on the gauntlet that doesn't pay off that much.
And there is the crystal. We'll see if he even checks Kokol's shop or just says, no thank you.
there's not a whole lot left that Rybon really needs to purchase.
And we do have 7 runners in this race. Only 4 are currently featured, but we do not have any finishers as of yet. So Rybon is getting ready to take on his Zeromus fight with his Spoonward Adamant Edward. And I think we're getting to that point where we have to ask a question.
Is that question, where's Asuka? Because the Edward is fighting.
Not quite, but we're close.
Okay.
For those who are new to Free Enterprise, Zeromus is too big, too bad, too mean to put anywhere else because nobody wants a Big Bang at the Antlion Cave except for me. But Zeromus wants to get in on the randomization, so he likes to cosplay and has hundreds of outfits. Must be a huge, huge walk-in closet up there on the moon. But we like to ask a question here at this time. Would you like to do the honors?
Well, I will start off the series of questions. Whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
And does the butt have a hat?
Is the butt cute?
Is the hat cute?
Is the hat butt?
Or can the butt do my taxes?
As long as it's not TurboTax, this. There's a big old sword. I don't know what this thing is.
I'm not seeing a butt, but I do see sort of a hat.
It looks like horns or antlers. That's kind of a hat. Oh, it's from Ease, according to Scala, the collaborator. Collaborator? That's not the right word. Coordinator of the majority of these sprites, because Z is very talented and amazing and does a lot, so everyone applaud for Scala.
Scala is also cute. Is cutie, can confirm.
Indeed.
And while Rybon is taking out this boss, the rest of our runners are just kind of going through Fiery Blizzard here on the moon.
Scarsfer is still on that gauntlet. Kind of precarious.
And there's the first Big Bang, barely doing any damage to the party because we did go ahead and nerf that Big Bang with a spell. And looks like we are doing some hybrid strats. We are throwing out nukes. We are hitting the boss very hard with a piece of cutlery. We're throwing out the holy spell. This Zeromus is not going to be long for this world.
Nah.
There's his shaky shake. I don't know if that's a refill shake, if that's a Big Bang shake.
I can never tell. I am not as keenly able to discern phases as some people in this community. There's E-Ninja going to Cave Value. Gonna get the rat tail.
There are rocks on Rybon's side. Rosa dodges them.
I want a
And
rock!
that is a GG to Rybon, our first place finisher, with a time of 1 hour, 37 minutes.
Whoa!
And we'll see if we can't get him in for an interview. And with that bidding, I do believe we are joined by Rybon. GG's to you.
Hey, Ali, thank you. That was a fun little seed right there that lasted a lot longer than a seed back on Friday.
You didn't want to fight all of the bosses and get all of the key items?
I mean, I at least got to fade that that actual regular gauntlet down in Feymarch, so I'll take that as a win. But yeah, otherwise it was like a 27 out of 28 seed.
And he basically got a 17 out of 17 with resets.
Yep, in spirit, 17 out of 17. That package and that Sand Ruby, however, can stay on the moon as far as I'm concerned.
And all for just one objective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the great thing about this flag set. It can be a jet if you find all the stuff like in the first 3 checks, or it could take like an hour 35, hour 40 if you wanted to. A lot of variety.
So kind of walk us through your path through this seed. We noticed that you really wanted to find that second key item there on the Earth, correct?
I did. I mean, I felt like I'm already here on Earth. There's a lot of potential check that I don't really want to fade. You know, looking at Luca, looking at Dwarf Castle. These are, you know, K main checks. So they have a higher chance of having a key item than, say, a K moon or a K summon check. So I try to prioritize those, and I didn't want to get caught off guard, because if I go jump on the moon and it just happens to be waiting for me back on Earth, then, you know, it's one of those lose by 20 minutes type things. So I want to try to minimize, you know, chances of being surprised by leaving something like a hanging or orphan check on Earth. And I did end up doing that with the gauntlet in Feymarch, but I didn't think anyone would actually do that. Otherwise, I also didn't want to hit Moon before I had, you know, sufficient levels to do so. I was kind of, I want to say, kind of suspicious about my chances on the Moon with vanilla agility on with that Cecil. So I wanted to get some grinding on, maybe dump the Cecil for something alternative, which I eventually did with the Edward and the Spoon. And then once I had sufficient level that I felt like once I find that Legend Sword I'm ready to go, that's when I decided to dive the Moon. And it happened to be up there.
Now, at one point in the party, like, you know, it made sense getting rid of Cecil for the vanilla ability thing, but there was one point where you got rid of Kane instead of Horum, and that kind of confused the two of us. So what was your thought process on that part?
Right, that was in Zot when I picked up the food, right?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah, it was either between Porum or Kane at that point. I like Yang on this flag set, especially on like a T standard flag set, because, hey, you're not going to get a lot of gear, you're not going to get a lot of great gear, so he's very gear independent. It doesn't really matter what he has. He's a very serviceable melee character. Kane is very gear dependent, and at that point, I think I maybe had like a Gungnir and a a black belt. So not a whole lot of stuff going on for Kane at that particular point. So I felt at that point I valued having the third Blink caster, the third Berserk caster at that point with Porum, and also with the Curse Ring I had in hand, she's a whole lot easier to turn into an anchor than Kane is. So off Kane goes. He gets a boop, or he gets headed off to the Tower of Wishes, and Porum was the last girl standing in my party at the very least, and she did a great job anchoring at the very least.
We did have a question when you started your main grind. You picked that Porum up, took that egg, and then knocked her back down. Was that because she was exactly at 0 agility?
No, that was just a little bit of hesitation on my part. I picked her back up because I'm like, oh, it's okay. I mean, Porum doesn't get that fast, right? I can just, you know, throw a curse ring on her, and even if I give her a bunch of levels, she gets to white cure for whatever, she'll still be fine with an anchor, right? But I thought, well, maybe not. Like, I think even with a curse ring, she'll still be a little too fast that Fu will not be RA1 anymore. So I thought, had a second thought, and I decided to just knock her back down. It took a little bit of time, unfortunately, but I think it was probably the right choice. Who knows?
Gotcha. Yeah. It definitely, yeah, when you're in a race position like this, and it's like, you have to make split-second decisions. Sometimes you have to second-guess yourself, and, you know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Seems like it worked out pretty well in this case.
Yeah, I think if I gave her, like Cure 4 type level, she gets to like 25 agility, because she's a little faster than her brother Palom, so she gets a little faster than I would like her to be, and then even with the curse ring, she's at 10 agility, and now Fu's no longer RA1, and all that fun stuff. In the end, it probably didn't matter, because I still had significant agility on Yang and Edward, so they would have been RA1 regardless, and it probably doesn't matter if Fu's RA1 in that situation, but in either way, it worked out, I guess.
Well, and these were some throwback flags to the very early days of Free Enterprise. If I recall correctly, you were our first Pink Puff League winner. Is that correct?
Pink Puff runner-up. Actually, NG Dave won Season 1, and I forever live in his shadow as a result. But yeah, I was one of the first graduates of the Pink Puff League.
So this would have been quite a ways before your time then.
Oh yeah, back before I even had heard of Free Enterprise, back when, back before I think like the objective system I was hearing, that's when these flags were ultimately developed. I want to say World Series of Free Enterprise is what I read, so yeah, it's a very interesting flag set, and a lot of the great players, whether it was I think Dusty Griff who ended up winning that particular tournament, or Inven or Rivers, the people I keep on hearing about who, they talk about a Hush Whisper, then hopefully come back to play the game. Yeah, they took these flags and they ran with them.
Yep, Dusty Griff was the winner of the World Series of Free Enterprise. And yeah, this was Forge percent was one of the first objectives. Forge and Giant percent. But that was back in the old days when we didn't have these newfangled things like character, more than one of a character.
Yeah, back in the days of dial-up internet. Well, maybe not that far back. But no, it's a great flag set, and really enjoyed playing it back on Friday and playing it today, and hope we see, more flag sets like this for community races, throwback, because it's nice to see where Free Enterprise came from.
Well, and Free Enterprise is having its birthday soon, so I would love to see more of these old throwback flags.
Maybe we'll both get our wish.
But do you have any last-minute thoughts?
No, just it was a great race. GG's to everyone else. Thank you both Ali and Dijon for providing, I'm sure, fantastic commentary. Dubbert for pushing the buttons, and Hush Pyramid for rolling this, 27 out of 28 seed. Thank you. But yeah, y'all have a good one, and I'll see you around.
Thanks so much, and have a great night.
You too. Bye.
So, they're just fighting Pink Puffs.
Well, we'll see if Ninja pulls the rare adamant out of this fight, and we have to shut down the stream.
It's down to the last one, but it's close.
And Fiery Blizzard getting his rat tail. Ooh, Rosa,
no.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it, honey.
Oh no. Oh, Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. You hate to see it.
But Fiery Blizzard knows that this has to be the route to the Legend Sword. Also getting 17 out of 17. And Scarcer having picked up the Mop and the Old Man, Tella and Fu.
Dismissing that Yong for Fusoya. Oh, Fiery Blizzard gets the Legend Sword. And got that adamant as well.
Now, Fiery Blizzard still having that Cecil. We'll
Indeed.
see how his fight goes and how different it is from Rybon's fight, just because of that vanilla agility.
You probably also want to put that adamant armor on someone other than Cecil, because that would raise his agility even more.
Now, depending on what his agility is now, there are 3 cutoffs that will make RA1, RA2, RA3, that's relative agility. And that's 24, or I'm sorry, 28, 42, and 69 are the 3 cutoffs. So
Nice.
if you can get that Cecil to 42, it makes Aromas a little more manageable than like 39 or something.
Yeah, I guess, don't really know at this point, what his stats are, as obviously we have not seen them. And
He went into him, and then it was too quick for me to see.
yeah, I do not have that kind of. Well, it must have been an okay amount, because Cecil has got the adamant. How do you read that fast? Like, this is why, like, speedrunning RPGs, I'm always, like, kind of mid, because I cannot read fast enough. And part of that is probably dyslexia, but also, like, there must have been, like, a frame of that menu up.
Well, you just kept putting more agility boosting gear on him. I have no idea what that agility is, but it's Zoom.
Over the agility, it's fine. Just do that.
Well, and I mean, adamant
know.
armor Cecil can do some pretty good things.
Yeah. It's just also better when he's not the agility anchor.
It'll be fine. Everything will be fine.
Scarcer are making that trek down to the power shirt, or white shirt? White shirt. It was a white shirt.
I mean, we've got enough healing here from Porum and Rosa and Fu. I'm not too horribly worried. Although E-Ninja's got this Valvalis fight going on.
Yeah, and
That Fu's not in a great position.
neither is Rosa. They're both, I was about to say something and then realized the phrasing was bad. They are both almost stone.
But E-Ninja healing that stone status effect, so should be fine. But we'll see how Fiery Blizzard's fight goes.
Scarcerer checking that putting that white shirt on for him. Gonna fight his way out of here, which is interesting choice. Oh, there's Leviathan. I thought we had seen Leviathan somewhere. There's too many noodles. Please eliminate 3.
But I like noodles.
I mean, I like noodles when they're not trying to kill me.
So the kind that aren't super spicy.
I suppose.
And Scarcer might want that white shirt as well as some of this experience, as has not done his grind yet. But here is the crystal throw. Here is the Gur-Erg.
Here's the big sword. Also, like, the tip of that sword seems very inefficient. Like, it's just rounded off. It looks like it's sharp on, like, the ends, and that's about it.
You could poke your eye out.
Well, Scarcer made it through that Leviathan. Not that he really had any reason to be worried at this point.
And Ninja, having picked up his hook and his rat tail, gonna go ahead and do this check and gonna be rewarded for it. But there's the first Big Bang. Of course, first Big Bang is the easiest one to nerf, and we'll see kind of what this fight looks like.
Yeah, Scarcer must really want that white shirt.
And looks like we are getting the same hybrid strats from Fiery Blizzard that we did from Rybon. That's where we attack as well as reflect spells back onto Fu. And it's a pretty common strat that you see. Although when that happens, it's a feels bad moment.
Adamant armor going on E-Ninja's Cecil as well. And Scarcer gonna do some more eggs.
Yep, wants to get a little bit more on, a little bit more experience on this party. Totally understandable. But we did see kind of one of the effects of having a very, very fast Cecil anchor is that Starveil wore off incredibly quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, you know, on Rybon's side when he fought this and had a different anchor, that that one Starveil lasted the entire fight, pretty much. But with the relative agility high enough, you're gonna run through the timer on that thing pretty fast, just like the timer on Plague ran out fast with the speed levels of that spot.
Now, has been getting very lucky with these Big Bang rolls. Big Bang has a maximum amount of 2700 or 2400, depending on which Big Bang it is. It alternates. So it does have the potential to take out two of the four party members at any time, but has gotten very lucky with low rolls.
Ninja on his way to fight Zeromus as well.
And there's rocks on Fiery Blizzard's side. I do not think that this boss is long for this world.
Yeah, and I don't foresee a party wipe happening either. Oh, going for like fancy kamikaze ending.
Just short on that amount for Porum,
Yep.
but does come in second place with a time of 1 hour, 57 minutes, and 54 seconds.
GG to him.
And with that beding, we are joined by Fiery Blizzard. GG's to you.
GG.
Thanks.
So I saw the cheeky attempt at the kamikaze finish.
I knew I had one chance, so I tried.
I think you were just short with that Porum HP.
Yep. I knew Cecil was going to swing before I could parry around to anyone else. So.
I do have to ask, what was that Cecil's agility at?
58.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw like one frame of menu, and we were like, how?
Yeah, no, when I'm watching other people, it's hard to figure that out too. But no, it's at 58. That's why I had to take the crystal ring and the ninja hat off or on to Cecil, because he was sitting at 50 with that adamant armor. I'm like, this is not good. Let's get that above 50. So yeah. I mean, I was tempted not to put the adamant armor on Cecil and actually have everyone sort of around the same agility. I'm like, that's fun.
I mean, Adamant Excalibur Cecil does some pretty nice things.
Yes. I mean, there's a point where you've gone 28 out of 28 on the seed, or 29 out of 32 if you want to put it that way. You're just like, I need to take the seed out. Like, I'm not replacing the Cecil and doing RA2 strats. I was like, no. I'm just gonna have Cecil swing, and that's it.
And if you're strong enough, doesn't matter how your relative agility is.
Yeah, I've done a number of mystery ladder seeds where I didn't realize it was vanilla agility, or I did know it was vanilla agility, and entering Z at like 2000 HP, Rosa still ends up very poor when you're carrying a Cecil around. So it's like, this is more than enough levels at this point, considering you full cleared the moon, and it's like, okay.
Well, kind of go through what your path sort of look like through this seed.
T standard is a thing, and so I don't know. I was hoping for any sort of bow or a heroine robe to show up anywhere, and by the time I went through Alien Cave, I'm just like, oh, I found absolutely nothing. I hope I can beat this boss. 6 minutes later, I beat a Paladin, and then I go into shopping mode, which I should have done earlier, and find the Elfin bow pretty quickly. After that, it was more of last Monday when I was on Restream, I did the moon early and got absolutely punished for it. So I was like, I am going to do as much of Earth as possible before I go to the moon. And then, which is why we returned back to that gauntlet, which I guess I don't understand how HP values work in the normal gauntlet. I thought it took the HP from like its normal area and not whatever it was doing to divide the HP values there. So I was a little bit surprised to see the virus fall short, and was like, wow, okay.
Yep, it's Regular gauntlet is a thing.
Yeah, well, so I had forgotten it was vanilla agility for a while until I was climbing up a tower and just like, wait a minute. Oh, no wonder Dark Elf got like 4 turns before I could do anything.
It's always a fun challenge when you forget about a flag that you've had on the whole time.
Especially that one. Because,
Yeah.
I find a curse ray, I'm like, oh, cool, this is great. It was not great. Yeah, then by the time I did full clear the Earth, I'm like, okay, gotta go Moon. Let me just grind up and be at end levels. And I was like, okay, no one's done. So I was like, I'm gonna do things that other people aren't gonna do. Like, chances are they go bottom up, do the cave value. I was like, okay, let me go top down. Let me do the Crystal Sword Altar second. Try to, like, go around that way, go in reverse. Turns out that was the complete wrong play, but it happens.
Yeah, I was a bit rude about the placement of the Legends Sword.
I'm not even surprised. I don't know.
You got one objective, and it was still 17 out of 17, just about.
I mean, yeah, did the same thing last Monday, where it was 17 out of 17. So, I'm used to it. Honestly, it's like, it is what it is. You make fades. Try to be cheeky in a community race because you're facing a number of other people. But yeah, it was just, the beginning was a lot of what can I do with very limited power. Because, I don't know, once I got the Elfin Bow on Rosa, it was pretty fun. It was good enough. Then, obviously, come up with a Cecil, you're just like, where is my Holy Sword? And you go to Feymor's freebie, and you're just like, oh, well, hello.
I like this. This is good.
Yeah. I went up tower doing all those trap chests, and I'm like, well, it has an equal chance of getting an adamant armor as every other trap chest in the game. No such luck, though.
Yep. Unfortunate there.
It happens. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying these flags. It's more of a challenge than what you normally see, I think. Just because of the, T standard versus T wildish. But I'll let BD and Discovery. Oh no, actually, he's not in the restream. Sorry about that. I don't know who's being restreamed tonight.
You are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you don't have any last minute thoughts, we will let you go enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much, Ali and Dijon, for commentating this race, Dubword for tracking, and of course Hush Pyramid for giving us this required harp and restreaming. And have a good night, guys.
Yeah, good night.
And while we were in that interview, eNinja did finish in 4th place with a time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 41 seconds.
Well, so for right now, we've got Scarcerer, last one on the Reach stream, and, well, he's clearing the moon like everyone else has pretty much had to at this point. He's got one half of the puzzle to get to the Legend Sword, so we're just waiting for him to get to that hook, and should be on the road to Zeromus. Note that the road to Zeromus is legally distinct from the highway to the Zemus zone. But yeah, he's getting close to that hook. Just gotta.
And we should be joined shortly by E Ninja, our 4th place finisher. But Scarcer, finding this Baigan, did level up his party, so this should not be a big concern.
Yeah, I think it's time to let bygones be bygones. So close to getting that hook. You can feel it. Mostly because we saw 3 other people get it, but you still feel the energy.
But I do believe we are joined by Ninja. GG's to you.
Yep.
BG?
That was interesting.
Yes.
Kind of tell us about your thoughts on that seed.
Vanilla D-Mist. Let me think about that.
Yeah.
And
It
that
was
was our underground.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was kind of, yeah, I don't know about funny.
It was funny from my side.
I mean, it was entertaining for the viewers, I'm sure. I mean, as soon as I figured out my underground, I was like, I pretty much had a kind of like where I was going to go and what I was going to check. I mean, by the time we got underground, we had the tower key, we had the pan, so both towers, pan, monk, both Sheila checks. I mean, I started trying to think logical.
Yeah, definitely. And if the Legend Sword hadn't been behind that whole moon nonsense,
Yeah.
Instead being on one of those free checks, it definitely would have been a quick seed.
Yeah, I actually almost thought I was kicking myself in the butt by going back down, checking the rat tail. Apparently, it actually paid out pretty good.
Yep, you are the only one of our runners to not 17 out of 17.
Wow.
The other 2 who have finished on Restream so far, last location did.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the rat tail, I was like, oh, do I go do that? And yes, 1 check. I still got 2 more on... Actually, I still had 3 more on the moon because I didn't do, what was it, Crystal, White Spear, or the Ogopogo spot. So, I was taking a stab in the dark.
It paid off.
Yeah. But like I said, this flag set is fun. This flag set was like before my time.
Yeah, same.
Yep, this is one of our older, much older flag sets from the second tournament ever held by Free Enterprise.
Yep. And I do like it.
It's an interesting flag set. Particularly looking at it in terms of what the flags look like now.
Yep.
But yeah, do you have any specific thoughts on that seed? Any last minute thoughts you want to bring up?
No, not really. I mean, it was pretty much straightforward as soon as we got our underground access. It was just go, go, go. Of course, I did meme a little bit. I tried to do pink post, but it didn't work out for me.
Yeah, we saw it, and it was like legitimately like heart crushing when Rosa just like barely missed taking out the last one.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to do everything. I mean, Job Dwarf, music. I raided the treasury. Even did some Chocobo Force just for fun. But other than that, no, I don't really have anything to say.
Well, thank you so much for letting us go ahead and restream you. We really appreciate it.
Yep. And I want to thank, everybody in the restream team. Alice A and Deshaun Ketchup for the comms. Pyramid for the restream, and Dubword for pushing the buttons and not eating them like his friend. And I hope everybody has a good night.
Well, thanks.
Thank you so much. And again, that was our 4th place finisher, eNinja81.
And right now, Scarcerer, in go mode, just gotta launch that hovercraft and get that legend sword.
And yeah, hopefully we'll pick up his legend sword, pick up his pink tail, and head on to sea. But there is that adamant armor. And puts it on that cane.
Is Scarcerer the only one who kept Kame this long?
I believe he is. But we are going to go ahead and raid Scarcer tonight. Definitely give him all your love and support. We definitely thank you for coming out and just welcome another member of our community. I think this is his first community race, so give him a huge FE welcome and show him all your love.
Yeah. You also usually give the warning about don't spoil the race. I mean, he's almost done, but still don't spoil anything. Even if he's already done it, don't do it.
But yeah, I've been Alicel, again joined here by Dijon Ketchup and Dubword on tracking and Hush Pyramid on restream. Thanks so much, y'all, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.